My name is Zubairu Muazu, MNI. I was born in Gombe on the 12th of August. I won't tell you which year, so you won't know my age. I did my primary and secondary schools in Gombe and Bauchi, and I went to Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, where I had my first degree. I did my National Service Corps, and I joined the police force in 1988 as a cadet assistant secretariat of police. After my training, I've served in different states of the country in different capacities. I've served in administration, operations, and the CID as an investigator. I've spent most of the time in the police, in the first CID as an investigator. I also served in the EFCC between 2008 and 2012. That makes about 6 years. 2012, that means about 6 years. I was promoted Deputy Commissioner, left the EFCC, the Special Fraud Unit. Then I served as Deputy Commissioner of Police also at the Airports Command. I was promoted Commissioner of Police in 2016, and I've served as Commissioner of Police in the Force Headquarters, the Administration Department. From Administration Department, I went to Operations as a CPEOD. Then from there, I served in Niger State as Commissioner of Police, Niger State. And from Niger, I was posted to Akwa Ibom State. Then in 2018, I was privileged to be nominated to attend the Senior Executive Course 40 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies in Kuru. I finished in November 2018, and February 2019, I was posted to Lagos State as Commissioner of Police. And that is where we are today. Yeah, as youngsters that time, we believe that there is room for improvement in the civil service, especially in the police. So I joined out of desire to come and make some difference. We believe that we will make some difference from what we are seeing on ground as far as the police is concerned. That is just what motivated me to join the police. And thank God, I think we are making impacts. The police work is the same. The primary role of the police is prevention of crime, maintenance of law and order, protection of lives and property in general. So whether it's in Akwa Ibom or it's in Niger or it's in Lagos, it's basically the same. The only thing I would say is each of the states I served as commissioner had their own peculiar nature of the crimes that are prevalent at the time I served. For instance, in Niger, at the time I went, we have a lot of cattle rustling going on, kidnapping going on, banditry in general. You have instances where bandits go and override a whole village, and steal cows, sometimes even kill and maim people. And we did our best, put in a lot of strategies on ground, had a lot of collaboration with our colleagues in other security services. And by the grace of God, by the time I was leaving Niger State, we brought those crimes to the barest minimum. Akwa Ibom was a different ballgame. We had sort of cultism in some particular areas of Akwa Ibom State, which were becoming really serious. Cultism comes with a lot of things, armed robberies and the rest of them. So those ones were entirely different from Niger State. Again, we did our best. We did what we could do at that circumstance, and I'm sure by the time we left, things were much better in those areas. In Lagos, the center of excellence, it's a very peculiar place. One, it's the most populated state in Nigeria, over 20 million people. Again, it has the least landmass, the least area. So you can imagine those over 20 million people in that small area of Lagos. So the nature of crimes in Lagos are entirely different again from those other states. But with the help of God, we are winning the war against most of the crimes we have in Lagos today. is very demanding, of course, especially in Lagos. A situation where you have 110 DPOs, 14 area commands, meaning you have 14 assistant commissioners of police in the area commands to supervise. You have 110 DPOs to supervise. Each of these local governments and local government development areas have their own peculiar nature of the crimes associated with that area. So for you to be the overall supervising all this, that definitely is tough. But again, by God's grace, God is helping us. You see, I don't want these things over-exaggerated. Lagos State Police Command has over 20,000 policemen. Over 20,000 policemen. So these isolated cases cannot be looked at generally and said we have trigger-happy police officers. Everybody has his own peculiar nature. Circumstances in which these policemen behave the way they behave are all different. That is true that we had a few cases of policemen using the same guns as supposed to use in protecting people. We had about 4 cases in Lagos, but they are very, very isolated. And all the 4 cases have been dealt with decisively. Have been investigated. Those policemen involved have been given appropriate treatment administratively, and they are facing their criminal charges in court for murder. We are just doing what we have been doing, training. We are giving these policemen training now. Kind of training that maybe they never had before. We have courses now on emotional intelligence. What is wrong with these policemen? Why are they behaving the way they behave? These are new things we brought in that we think will help policemen. And we're taking this training now to the area commands, where we have the divisions and then the policemen come in there and they get their training. We train them a lot now on human rights, what human rights means, how to maintain human rights, how to preserve the rights of people. We are teaching them a lot of things on empathy, put yourself in the position of people. We're letting them know that they are servants and not masters. I think all these things put together, by the grace of God, we have changed the rotation of policemen on the streets. Lagos is safe for all. I don't want to speak for the country, let me speak for Lagos. Since we came to Lagos, we have been a lot of strategies in place to ensure that Lagosians sleep with their 2 eyes closed. I think we have done quite a lot. We have seen how the elections came and went. For the first time, Lagos State recorded elections that were violence-free. No single life was lost during the elections. We've seen how these issues of kidnapping has gone drastically low in Lagos. You hardly have any kidnap case again in Lagos. The last one we had was the Director of Fire Service. You know how many months ago it was. Since then, we haven't had any other case. We are also doing a lot on cultism. You remember 2-3 weeks ago, we launched an operation against cultism, which is succeeding very well. Just yesterday, we paraded about 100 suspects were arrested who have been charged to court on cultism. And I think the areas are getting quieter now. The police is a very honorable job, very professional, very honorable. For those trying to come in, let them please come in and join us. It's service to humanity, service to mankind. There's hardly any profession that you can serve mankind rather than being a police officer. A service where you do a lot of sacrifices. You go to work when people are sleeping. You face hazards. And so you can imagine what service you are doing to the people. For those in the service, I urge them to be professional. There's nothing like professionalism. Once you are professional, then by the grace of God, you have no issues in your career.